Hello and welcome again to the chat, the PD Avengers chat. Tim's here, I'm here, and Sonia's stuck in an airport. So we're
Sorry,
gonna we're gonna do
Sonia.
this without her.
Sorry, Sonia. That has to be miserable.
That's got to be terrible. Better you than me.
But she is coming back from someplace nice, so.
Yeah. So each week we get together and we chat about a topic. Not for very long. We just got like about 7 to 10 minutes in us. And we thought it'd be good to touch base with everybody. First off, if you've not signed up to volunteer for the Spark the Night, we need volunteers all around the world to get businesses and organizations to light up buildings, bridges, and iconic landmarks. We've already reached out to over 500 businesses, and we need to get at least 2,000 if we're going to hit our goal of lighting up 650 different locations around the world. So email me, Larry at pdavengers.com, if you are interested in volunteering to set some of those up. Tim and I are going to talk today about how do you balance the challenges of Parkinson's disease and keeping normalcy in your life. That's a really tough one because I think about, DBS has really given me sort of a new lease on that balance. But prior to DBS, my life, everything revolved around Parkinson's. And we've had to give up some stuff. Like I nap every day around noon, which even on the weekends. And so that's like kind of puts a crimp in the family plans when I go to a museum or when I go to a festival or
Yeah,
something. I'm like, I gotta be back around noon or one if I want to take my nap. And if I
yeah.
don't take my nap, I'm a mess.
I'm the same. I'm the same. DBS, I would say the same thing. DBS has given me a new lease on life. Prior to that, the life looked very different with Parkinson's, but still today, I plan my nap. And this afternoon, I've got a couple of things, extra things on today that's infringing on my nap, and we're supposed to go out tonight. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get it done? Because I got to sleep before we go out. Otherwise,
Yeah, and I don't know about you, Tim, but for me, it is extreme daytime sleepiness. So like it hits me and I can't function.
yeah,
Like the tiredness just washes over me. And it's the one thing that the DBS did not affect one bit.
it affected my sleeping at night. I sleep so much better now that I've had DBS. Like last night, I slept for almost 8 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
What's the secret?
unbelievable. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's
Change any other routines, any bedtime routines or
no, I've changed nothing else except the DBS. It started as soon as I was home from DBS. It made a difference in my sleeping pattern. And am I still tired during the day? Absolutely. I still have to have a daytime nap, but I will still be out for 6, 7 hours a night, which
wow.
is huge comparatively because it was like 4 and 5 hours prior.
Yeah. Prior, mine was like 3 to 5 hours. Now
Yeah.
I'm like 5 to 7 hours.
And they will tell you, every neurologist will tell you that DBS will have no effect on your sleep. But I have done nothing else. I've done nothing different.
Oh, that's great. And for the honeymoon, I was sleeping like a baby. Right after the surgery, before they turned it on, I was like, this is terrific.
Yeah. But how to balance things? I really think it's an attitude. Is a huge part that the times I think we don't want to admit that Parkinson's is having as much of an effect as it is. I was talking to someone on social media the other day about how we often like to say that Parkinson's doesn't define me. Well, I understand the sentiment of that, and I agree with the foundational sentiment that I don't want to allow Parkinson's to so control me that it defines everything about me. But Parkinson's very much defines my life. I have to have an afternoon nap. I have to. It prevents me from going to my regular job every day. I had to retire. It has taken certain things away from me that I'm not going to get back. So in fact, it has defined me. So what do I do with that? Well, A, I accept it because there's nothing else I can do. And two, I make allowance for it. I build my life around it. Yes, it's there at the center, but I build my life around it. And I make sure that my life goes on.
Do what you can do when you can do it.
That's right.
So, like, improv is new to me during Parkinson's, and it really helps balance me out. It's weekly built-in laughter, and that helps with my positivity and my energy. And it's an hour and a half where I get to spend time with my friends, joking around and laughing and learning how to do improv. And for me, that's been a lifesaver. It's really been a lot of fun. But just like anybody with any exercise, routine, if you play pickleball or if you play table tennis or if you play,
U-turn. You got a U-turn and work out every day.
yeah, if
There's
you
something.
do aerobics or whatever it is that you've decided to do, that should help. That should get your endorphins going and
Mhm.
maybe even manufacture some of your own dopamine
Yeah.
if you've got any juice left in there.
I'm probably about it down to 10%. So, it takes a lot of effort to produce anything more.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, I'm trying to think what else we do for balance. My wife and I try to share the duties around the house. I'm not as present as she is, so she notices things before I do. And like, oh yeah, I saw that there, but I didn't think to do anything with it. But I think that's a carryover. I don't know if we could put that all in the Parkinson's bucket.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we have to be very deliberate in what we build into our lives. That there are those special things, there are those special moments, there's all the stuff that we want to do, but sometimes don't feel like doing or are a little apathetic about doing that we have to stop and say, no, we're going to do this and
Yeah.
ensure that they happen.
What's the most recent thing you've done like that?
Well, we're actually a little bit bigger one. We have been putting off going to Florida to see some friends for a long time. Every season they invite us down to see them. And we're always like, him and haw. And finally, this year we said, no, we're going. We're
Well,
sitting around
good.
the house doing nothing. So we're
That's
going.
great.
So that's something that I had to kind of make myself do. I've been sort of out of the mode of going and traveling for a while. So
Well, just the idea of traveling can be overbearing. It can be,
yeah,
and so I really think that getting in the right frame of mind and setting that intention early allows you to build towards that, and it's actually builds hope as you look forward to it and you prepare for it. It
I
can
don't know
build.
how you have found traveling with DBS now.
Uh, I don't. Well, it depends on if you ask me or my wife. I'm fine. She thinks I'm getting lost all the time. I just take the scenic route sometimes.
Well, they're not supposed to wand us, right? They're not supposed to put us through certain
Yeah,
machines.
and they don't want me.
Well, I
I
find
get
them just
patted down everywhere I go, and
I find
I'm
them
like,
just
oh,
obnoxious sometimes. They don't want to understand. They say, well, they understand pacemakers, but they don't understand DBS. So
I just called a brain pacemaker, and they're like, oh, okay, pacemaker.
yeah, it's a bit challenging some days. I've gotten lost, not lost, but I've gotten forgotten standing over to the side waiting for
Oh,
them to come pat me down.
yeah. There's certain airports where like they just make you wait because they think you're being difficult or they just don't
Yeah,
have enough people staffed, and there's one guy that does it for everybody. It's like, come on.
yeah, it's a bit annoying. So that makes traveling a little bit more tedious than it needs to be, but still get
Well,
there.
and speaking of traveling, I'm hiring, not hiring, I'm buying a card for hidden disabilities that I wear. It's a sunflower card. I don't know if you've heard of that
Yeah,
program.
yeah, I've got one.
And I'm looking forward to using it. I know the Vancouver airport has it. There's like I think a couple hundred airports worldwide that recognize it and have been trained on it.
Yeah, I was a funny story with that. When I first got it, I was standing in Winnipeg Airport, and this staff member comes over and starts talking to me. Like never happens, right? But come over and starts talking to me, being all friendly, and I'm like, "What do you want? Like, why are you talking to me?" Being a very bad example of what we should be kind to people, right?
Right.
And I realized
But
that she's specifically responding to my sunflower
yeah,
that I have on. And she's asking about how things are going, if I'm got everything I need. And she was very, very kind. I was really taken aback by my own thick-headedness, And then too, just how kind she was.
That's great.
Yeah, it was very
Oh,
nice.
they're too kind at the airport. You don't hear that very often.
Yeah, you don't get that very often, but she
Oh,
was.
that's good
Yeah.
because it can be overwhelming.
Oh, it can be
You're
so
going 100 miles
overwhelming.
an hour and people are trying to get ahead of you online. And
Yeah. Do you have your Nexus card?
I do. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think every opportunity I can get. I have a handicap card. I got a Nexus card. I got like, let me on early.
I haven't gone the route of the handicap card yet. I'm not shaking. I look a little too good, I think, to get by with it.
I don't shake, Tim. It's a hidden disability.
That's true. True that. True that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Give
see.
yourself all the advantages you can because we're working too hard when we're not going to the airport and not trying to go through international security
Yeah,
to not take advantage of it.
true enough. I'll have to look into that.
All right. Well, listen, we would love for you to join the PD Avengers. If you haven't already, go to pdavengers.com, sign up there for free. One of the best reasons to do it is because the more people that sign up, the more opportunity we have to make a difference in the world in ending Parkinson's. The bigger our numbers are, the louder our voice. Uh, there's no commitment. You're basically just signing up, real simple survey, and we'll send you some news updates throughout the month. And if you want, you can be as involved as you want to be. So you can volunteer, you can be a go getter, or you can just get the newsletters and take them in, and you don't even have to go to the meetings. Love for you to go to the meetings, but you don't have to. And we would love to have you part of the PD Avengers.
Absolutely. We need your voice and your story being told. You're the best one to be able to do that.
All right. Tim, it's a pleasure talking to you and seeing you again.
As always, Larry, it's always fun talking to me.